thoughts based off of based off of what's been going on and how it's felt to play them. This is again just tanks, and with some people I would agree on, some people I wouldn't. So we're gonna start off by putting everything in B tier to have it here, just to not have to. Fuck, I can't remember which one is which right now. Which one is Vengeance? I think it's the wings, huh? Okay, no, fourth one. This one is Vengeance, okay. I always confuse that. That's Guardian, okay, and we are currently missing Brew, which is over there. Now we've got all tanks. So, start with probably the most obvious one where it's gonna go, and I'm not sure if it should be in C or D tier, but nonetheless, Prot Paladin is pretty darn trash right now. I haven't even bothered playing it properly because it's felt so bad. And along with that, no one else is saying anything positive about it after these changes. I think the main issue is that you're going to be lacking GCDs to actually keep yourself alive. Because you were already doing that, and now it's even worse. And then you also don't have any GCDs for anyone else, which then at that point it's kind of pointless to play Paladin. After that, we're gonna go with what feels the strongest, and it really does feel stronger to me than anything else. Now, keep in mind, I'm lacking skill on most other tanks. Like the only one tank that I play great is Prot Warrior. That's about it. Rest of the tanks, I'm lacking some kind of skill, but just because of that, I still understand how it's feeling, etc. And get a pretty fine perspective, I would say. Now, I'm just gonna put it in a tanking perspective now, so forget what I said about Prot Paladin, it's just still very shit as a tank. But both Blood DK and Guardian Druid is really fucking strong. I think what they might be lacking is mitigation towards bosses. Like Stonebolt's first boss, Tank Buster together with the AoE. I'm not sure how well they live that, but their damage is nuts. Their survivability against trash feels pretty darn good, both of them, and yeah, the damage is nuts. I wouldn't. I wouldn't put this as B tier, but I'm not sure if I would put them as A tier. I think they're quite even when it comes to tanking. They've got their ups and downs. This is a hard one. I feel like it's very minimal between these three. It's a bigger gap between Blood DK and all of these three, or sorry, between Blood DK and Guardian Druid and all of these three. I feel like Prot Warrior's damage is a bit anticlimactic at the moment, which is kind of sad. Not that bad, but it's quite. I also don't think that if AUG is meta, we're not getting very much benefits from AUG in general. If there's a melee meta, that's a different thing now. Like basically the only two things that are appreciating a brew tank is Fury Warriors and Ele Shamans. Apart from that, if you don't consider Fury Warriors or Ele Shamans anything doing melee damage or attack damage, is rather taking a warrior. And obviously DH for mages, but that's kind of whatever. Druid is ups and downs, it gives some damage, it gives verse, but I also have a hard time seeing Guardian Druid together with Restoration. Druid, I don't see it being double Druid in a comp. But this is basically how I would put it. I'm not sure if D tier is fair. I would maybe put it like this. If you consider my bias, I would probably put it like this. But that's me. And you still don't have the self-sustain as these other classes, which they don't have too much either, but your self-healing really feels pretty low as a Prot warrior. Now, if you also implement whatever group utility they can do is God DK has some, Guardian Druid has some, Prot Warrior has some. I have no clue, told you. Brew only has some avoidance, which is not too bad, right? But it's also not too many yards. Cook up something fast. Give me a few minutes. And DH has darkness. That's about it. Prot Warrior has, if you play Mountain Thane, you can intervene one guy and prevent him from getting one shot. Perhaps it's not too massive of a shield either. As well as rally, if we can spec into it. It's pretty hard at the moment, but we also have massive utility like disrupting shout. We've got shockwave at a pretty low CD, like 20 seconds, so something like that. If we hit 3 or more targets, we can play intimidating shout, but that's also, we're lacking a bit of talent in our class tree at least. Stormbolt, if we really want to, we can have Stormbolt hit multiple targets, or we can go Shockwave even down to 15 seconds CD and work on diminishing returned targets. Blood DK has an AoE silence, but I'm not sure if they've got talents for it. Guardian Druid will have 2 AoE stops, Typhoon together with Vortex and Roar. Then a kick and then the Immo's charge. DH is quite fine. It felt like, didn't feel bad. You've got Grip Fear and Silence once of each. Then you've got Cage every 45 seconds and AoE stun every 45 seconds. It's not great, but it's fine. Brew has 1 minute AoE stun and Ring. And then in cap, if you're playing Monk, you've got Tiger Palm, Kick. But I think that's it, yeah. Paladin, fuck Paladin. So I think this is it. This is how I would put it. A lot of people would probably put Brew here and like this instead. Some people would maybe even do that. I don't see that though. I don't see that. Keep in mind though, when I'm playing right now, I'm not playing with healers that I have any clue if they're good or bad. It's a bit too much to keep up with how good or bad I am myself right now. But this is how I would put it. Thank you.